Are you alone with this feeling pouring out of you? Leave it all to chance, but it's dark.
I'm Aaron Hallett. I write original Christian rock. Today, I grabbed my acoustic guitar. Before I came out here, a bit of a melody idea popped into my head, which is a good thing because I feel like yesterday and the day before, I wrote the same song. It happens. I write a song every single day, so sometimes I'm bound to repeat things because, I've got like 1,100 tracks up, So, just saying. Who knows, this one might sound like something else I wrote too, but I don't know that it does, so I'm gonna go with it. I hummed out the notes into my voice recorder, which sounds like terrible because I just got out of bed and nothing works, You try to talk right away when you get up, it's always like... So, sounds a little like that, but it's just enough to go on to remember the idea. Drop my pick. I don't have a chorus. I think that's going to be the verse. Let me grab that pick. Let's see, I'll just scooch it over with my foot because my headphones won't reach. Okay, that works. So, tempo. I think that's it. The drums you're hearing are a loop that I just use for a metronome. Built-in one you just heard sucks to play to versus the drums, at least in my opinion. I know I can change the tonality of that and all kinds of things, but that is actually what I set it at on purpose because when I do track the drums, I need it to really cut through. Okay, let me move the mic down and I think I'm just going to start tracking. I just randomly decided I'm only going to track that one acoustic guitar. I realized the acoustic was on the left and so was that. Slide that down. Similar clean sound, but right side panning. It's got to go down in volume. I'm going to do some of that type of thing. On both of those takes, I did some stuff in the verse, which was higher stuff, a little spazzy and therefore effect. And as such, I'm gonna turn on this thing. Okay, so that's step one. And then I'm going to need to wash it out. Make it sound washed out. Been using the latch feature to put automation in, and I thought this might be better but I feel like probably still would have worked out. With the latch feature, you can just like push buttons on the plugins in real time, and then it'll do that every time you play it back. Guitar solo. Bass guitar. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna just track this thing. I'm going to track drums now, so in the process of deleting the loop and connecting here on my phone, because I've got an app called Logic Remote, so I can control that remotely. Okay, oops. Ugh, that's too low. I just finished up the drums. As soon as I finished them up, I did the thing I always do where, as you can see, well, you probably can't hardly see, but all the snare hits from my module poop out on D1. In the chorus parts where I'm crashing on the cymbal and sometimes on a fill, like first note, I'll grab the note and just yank it up to E1, which is a rim shot sound, and my single zone snare trigger doesn't do that automatically, whereas if I had a fancier one, it would do that, so I have to manually do the thing. Anyway, I just absolutely missed the first down, like the downbeat on this measure. Total screw up right there. So I was thinking it's right at the end of the song, and I was feeling too lazy to replay the drum part, especially as the rest of it was pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is write something in there. That was a big process. It's hard to find a specific sound. I've got lyrics, kind of a melody, so this is simply a matter of warming up, so I'm going to do that quick. All right, that was literally like 10 seconds, but since I already got the melody, I was like, all right, good enough. I just like sang through it once to try it. All right, so I'm going to do the chorus. Should I be like fancy since I'm doing the fade? I had my hood up and I'm pretty sure I took it off by the time the second verse came. So here, wait, this will make it look smoother. Planning ahead for consistency, yay. So verse and chorus are done. The choruses are like similar in the beginning, and then I got a little improvisational at the end of the second and third chorus, but that's fine as long as it's enough to be recognizable as the chorus. The lyrics are going to be at the bottom of the description box. When I get up there in range and yell a little bit, it's hard to understand what I'm saying. So yeah, they're down there. The middle of my description box has where you can find me online, purchase and stream my music. I've got a lot of music out, so if you want to have like a real long playlist, my original songs playlist is good for that. There's over 1,100 tracks on there, and I change my sound, my style, everything as I go while keeping it close enough, probably just because I'm doing it, not really a conscious effort or anything, but I've got lots of music, just kind of like learning as I go. So top thing is Bible teaching. I said in the beginning of the video it's Christian rock, so instead of going on about that, I just put that link there because it's really fantastic teaching. So it's like just there as a resource if you want to check it out. Everything else I see online is super subjective, importing traditional, denominational, text out of context, personal, emotional baggage, and you name it. Really good objective teaching such as this is just, what does this actually say? What were the writers intending? Translation from original languages, grammar from original languages, going back to the oldest sources, text in context, bird's eye view of the whole thing, and just teaching without extra weirdness. So I think it's a great resource for that, so I put it there, and if you want to check that out, go for it. My stuff, subscribe, like, comment, share. I write one of these every morning. I do that. I do a whole bunch of stock music. That's a whole different thing. I put that up on a website called Pond5, and they just sell the music for me. So it's kind of a nice thing. I also do instrumental stuff that you'll see later. I've been doing like these AI generated anime characters, and I just started doing that to see what it could do. And then I ended up making a couple people that like come out with the same features. So I was like, I'm just going to keep these as random characters and put them up on my original songs playlist because it's more interesting to look at than just random graphics that I was throwing on that are usually stock things in Final Cut Pro. So yeah, anyway, I have a fictitious anime band on my things now and a few other random characters. Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, that's it for now. I will see you later. Song's coming up right now, so you can watch that. I'll shut up and let you see it. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Are you alone with this feeling pouring out of you? Leave it all a chance, but it's getting dark. Tell me on the phone, I wish we'd talked more, but I'm the one who called in the first place. You never did. Time could be wrong.